The threat of homegrown jihadis proven once again. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.Media. We've been told for some time now by security officials that there is a real threat with Canadians that go overseas to join the jihad, get training, and then the possibility they could come back and attack on Canadian soil. People going to places like Syria and Iraq to join ISIL pose a threat that we just can't control, we're told. Some people might just slough this off and say there's no real threat there, but the latest report by Stuart Bell in the National Post points out that it's true, and it's only due to a decision made by one of the jihadis that it's, Canadians that were not attacked. I'm talking about Tamim Chowdhury. He's been confirmed not only as the mastermind behind the July 1st attack in Bangladesh that killed 9 Italians, 7 Japanese, an American, an Indian, and 2 locals, but also that he was acting at the behest on behalf of ISIL. They've published an account of an attack on the Holy Artisan Bakery in their latest magazine. And he says in this report that the Holy Artisan Bakery was chosen for a specific reason, because it is well known for being frequented by citizens of the Crusader countries. He goes on to write that it was a sinister place where crusaders would gather to drink alcohol and commit vices throughout the night. Now, Tamim Chowdhury was born in Bangladesh in 1986, but he was raised in Canada. He went to high school in Windsor, Ontario, grew up in the community, and then went out to Calgary, became part of the infamous Calgary cluster. We'll get to that in a moment. He left Canada, though, went to Syria, fought with ISIL, and then, instead of deciding he wanted to go back to Canada, he went to Bangladesh. Now, that may be because the RCMP had seized his Canadian passport. But nonetheless, we dodged a bullet, or many, because of his decision and the actions of the RCMP. But it shows that the threat is real. And it also shows how deadly this Calgary cluster was. You may have heard of many of the people involved in the Calgary cluster before, including Damien Claremont. There were several young men, all devout, fiercely devout Muslims who were pledged to the jihad. They were so radicalized that the 8th and 8th prayer group kicked them out. They went off and formed their own prayer circle and committed to the jihad. All 6 of them are now dead. That's how awful this group was. That's how violent and how pledged to their cause the Calgary cluster was. But at the core of this report by Stuart Bell and this report in the ISIL magazine, what we can take away is that the idea that people born and raised or raised in Canada, people who have had every benefit of our society, are still a threat. Had the RCMP not taken away his passport, perhaps this attack would have taken place in Windsor or in Calgary or Toronto or some other part of this Crusader country where people partake in vices that people like Tamim Chowdhury don't like. It's to our benefit, but the loss of life in Bangladesh, that the attack happened there. This, though, is just further proof that security officials are right and that there is reason to be concerned. Very concerned.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.